success, isn't it? So for Georgie as well, and t'other Georgie and Sandra, and everybody who's listening up there in Manchester, this lovely Sunday morning, it's the Big Rock Candy Night.
Far away, beside the crystal fountain. So come with me, we'll all go see the Big Rock Candy Mountain. In the Big Rock Candy Mountain, there's a land that's fair and bright, where the handouts grow on bushes and shoot out every night, where the boxcars are all empty and the sun shines every day, on the birds and the bees and the cigarette trees and the lemonade springs where the bluebird sings in the Big Rock Candy Mountain. In the Big Rock Candy Mountains, all the cops have wooden legs. The bulldogs all have rubber.
Who is it?
Dolores? Swedish Messums?
She's not in, she's out.
What time should we be back?
God knows, we're closed.
I'm not here for Rambo, it's not a customer.
Oh.
Good morning. Detective Superintendent Martingale, Vice Squad. Hang about, darling. Charlie sent me.
Charlie Handel?
No, you soft cow. Charlie Chaplin.
Don't come in. Is it about the flat?
Second sight.
Stand still. Well, this is the living room. Well, it's tidied up a bit. Bedroom through there, closet on the landing, and the bathroom's one flight up.
All mod cons.
I'd ask you in, only I've lost a bloody eyelash on the carpet.
Oh, what a choker.
Was there a big football match on yesterday?
Well, Arsenal were home to Spurs.
No, that wouldn't have been it. Only I ended up bringing a Scotchie back, black and blue all over, and I lost an eyelash.
Here.
Oh! Come in. Bye. Charlie, a friend of yours then, is he?
Well, I see him around.
Oh, you do all the arranging with him then. You can see all there is to see, such as it is. Just bung the rent to Charlie regular, he's as good as gold. Bedroom.
Charming.
There is a maid comes in, but I don't think she'll be up your street, love.
French?
Do you know, I wouldn't be at all surprised if there wasn't a bit of French in her somewhere. Oh, but I don't think she'd suit you, love. More of a personal secretary. Evening work.
Do you know, you're trying to do something with it. Inject your own personality.
Well, you have to, don't you, when you're stuck in 24 hours a day, otherwise you go mad. St. Martin's in the field. You wouldn't credit it, would you? I've often had bets on it with total strangers. Right, I've said, when it's been noisy here Saturday nights. Here you are, right in the middle of London's naughty square mile. And tomorrow morning you'll wake up to the sound of church bells. 9 times out of 10 they've called me a liar.
You owe me 5 farthings, said the bells of St. Martin's.
I'm only grateful, my girls, that your father had the sound, good common sense to leave this earth when he did.
Good morning.
I gather you realise you look for all the world like a red Indian squaw.
I couldn't manage the pram on a tube.
Oh. Is something the matter with the carry-cot, then?
There's nothing the matter with the carry-cot. He's getting too heavy for the carry-cot.
Oh, well, hello. Who's he? Yes, well, I was brought up to believe it was the father's duty to lend a hand with the carry-cot.
Shut up, Mum.
You won't remember Mr. Purvis.
But I have a fond recollection of Hazel.
Mr. Purvis is staying for lunch.
Lovely.
Do sit down, Mr. Purvis.
I'm looking forward to it greatly. Lunch, yes.
I've made up the cot. I'll just pop him in.
Yes, your mother was telling me you're making quite a name for yourself.
Wonder where she got that idea from.
Oh, quite a name. In the acting and modelling profession, I believe.
News to me.
Oh, really? Oh, yes.
You better get Mum to ring and tell my agent.
I gather you don't recall a previous occasion on which we met?
No, sorry.
Oh, indeed we did. Although you weren't a member of the acting and modelling profession in those far and distant days. Oh, not by a long piece of string.
What was I in those days?
No bigger than that. The previous encounter took place in your late father's business house. I had occasion to bring him some papers.
Oh, I see.
If I were to mention a packet of licorice comforts, it might serve to jog your memory. Oh, yes, you scoffed the lot. And those you didn't scoff, you jammed into an inkwell.
Sit down, please.
Oh, yeah.
Is that baby caught a chill?
No.
Well, he certainly caught something. You can hear it catching on his little chest.
Mum, don't fuss.
Well, somebody's got to fuss. If I don't, nobody else will. You don't seem to put yourself out all that much. Oh, do sit down, Mr. Purvis.
No, thank you.
If you wait for her to sit, you'll wait all day. She prowls around like an animal. You don't, you know. You don't seem to bother from one day to the next. And if you don't take the trouble to worry, there's nobody else will. That's for damn sure.
Mum, not again. It's Sunday.
The father of the child, Mr. Purvis, refuses carte blanche to cast his eyes on his own son.
If it's a day for hanging out the family washing, Mum, I'm off.
I'm stating nothing in front of Mr. Purvis Hazel he doesn't already know.
I'm given to understand, Miss Fletcher, that the child's father makes no regular contribution to the child's maintenance.
You are given to understand what?
Well, Mr. Purvis was a very close friend of your father's, Hazel. Mr. Purvis was your father's solicitor.
Yes?
No, love, no. I like something warm round the top of my legs. No, they're not mine. I've got a regular as a bit, you know. Oh, yes, he's been very good to me as Charlie Endell. Good as gold.
Has he given you 6 weeks off with pay?
I don't work for Charlie, love. I don't bung Charlie a sausage. I don't bung any man anything. I never have done. I don't believe in it.
Doing an honest ponce out of a living.
Bubbles to the ponces. I look after Charlie with the rent. And Charlie looks after me. And the rest of what I earn's my own. I did try it on with a fella once years ago. Till he got me in the family. And then it was ta-ta Maisie like all the rest of them. Have you got a family?
None that I talk about.
No. No, you couldn't bring up a kid here. I fostered mine out years ago when he was little. Now he's getting married.
Never.
He is. Next week. And I'm off to the wedding. I haven't seen him in 15 years. He thinks I'm a dental receptionist.
He'll be proud of you.
I sent him a birthday card every year and a Christmas card. And they've been very good to him with his foster parents. They wrote and told me he was getting married. And I thought, bubbles to it, I'll go to that wedding. I won't speak to anyone, but I'll be in that bloody church on that day, and I shall. And then I'm off on a cruise.
A working holiday?
I'm going to enjoy myself. The only worry was the rent. But Charlie said, oh, forget the rent. You paid on regular all these years, Maisie. Let me weigh in for you for once.
Oh, what a good bloke.
Oh, he's as good as gold, is Charlie Endell, love.
Cloth!
The landlord's best apologies. Mr. Edinburgh.
What are you doing at the 2:30 now? Look at your paper.
Oh, what a good idea. I'll have a Scotch and Coke.
Whiskey and Coke for Budge. You been around there, then?
Just.
Fair gaff?
Very fair, Gaff.
Short lease?
So the sitting tenant gave me to understand.
She's a brass.
Yeah, I got that impression.
Still, her brass isn't brasses, and she's not a bad brass as brasses go.
And as brasses go, that one's gone.
Holidays.
So she said.
The flat and fair nick?
Excellent.
She weighs in with 75 a week on the nose on that flat.
Cool, couldn't stretch to that sort of bread.
You're not a brass, are you?
How much?
How much? Well, am I short of a few quid? Am I struggling? Budgie, how many favours do you owe me?
A lot.
A few. So, do you want me to count them? You're in my debt to the tune of one young stripper for a start, a certain young lady last heard of heading up the M1 with a bog Irishman. You owe me favours, I owe you. That's fair enough. You want the flat? It's yours, my son.
Sign. For what?
The lease on the flat.
Come in, Charlie. I don't know if I can stretch to it yet.
Oh, it's Sunday, Budge. I got business problems. On top of which, the wife's old man died yesterday. What's your worry? We're not going to argue over loot. Would you believe she wants to fly to San Reggio for the funeral? You haven't got worries. You want the flat, you sign the lease.
Here, hang about a minute, Charlie. What for? Look, I'm only looking for a place to keep for 6 weeks. I don't want to know about a lease. Come on.
I was trying to do you a favour, son. You are a thief. No offence, it's common knowledge. Now, what you nick's your own affair. But you don't stash up any nick gear in any flat that's down to me. If you get done for nicking, you get done on your own premises. Square. You got the flat?
How much?
For the next 6 weeks, it's yours. How do they carry on at Italian funerals? Oh, never mind. When do you want to move in?
Well, I left my gear around here.